All right, welcome to part two of our numerology discussion. If you already caught part one, this is a natural move into part two. You might want to go over that again, or you can catch it on my channel here. So last time we talked, we talked a bit about numbers in numerology, where they show up in your name. In numerology, you can convert your name into letters into numbers, and there's also the day you're born. These set up combination patterns in terms of personality and characteristics about life. And then, of course, we see numbers all over the place that have different significant meanings as well. So like I said, last video, I talked a bit about the basic numbers, 1 through 9, and what these energies represent. So today we're going to talk about master numbers. Master numbers are numbers like 11s, 22s, 44s, 55s. They become less common, but they exist. And one thing I would say about the master numbers is, again, they're always can be read two ways. The number 22, for instance, in numerology is also a 4. 2 and 2 is 4, so we can read it both ways. But when we come across master numbers and names or date of birth, things of that nature, know that they have special significance. The positive side of these numbers can be extreme abilities, talents, opportunity for expansion that is quite notable, especially as the numbers get higher as well, and of course less common. But also keep in mind that those numbers can, especially the higher up you go in the numbers, the more they can be used to manipulate in a negative sense as well too. So it's something that if these numbers show up in your name charts or date of birth charts, we have to kind of watch which side we get pulled into on it. So let's talk about some of the basic ones. Most common one you're going to run across is 11. It's again also read as a 2 in numerology. So people with strong 11 characteristics are inspirational. You often find celebrities, natural enthusiasm, being idealistic, even spiritual, imaginative, often even affable or physically even attractive, poetic, transformation of others. The negatives of 11 could be being moody, experiencing unrequited love, where you fall for people seeing them at their best when that may not always be the case, or vice versa, will people do that with you? The number 22 is a number of the master builder. It's a leader, visionary, competent, powerful. The 22s are masters of building in a practical way because it's also read as a 4. The negatives of this number can be all talk, no action, sometimes plans being too large or indifferent to people that work for them because the vision is so strong. 33, that's a creative use of feelings, higher expression, social power. 33s can create optimism in people around them. It's often really creative and service-oriented at the same time. You can find this in a name, again, sometimes in dates of birth and in other places. Negatives are, saying too much, overexpressing, being unfeeling, or even creating chaos sometimes as well. The 44 is a very physical master number. It's physical and mental world. It involves extreme ability to concentrate, mind like a computer, great memory, sometimes genius characteristics. 44 is like, I've always said, mines are like computer banks. I have a 44 personality number in my chart, some of the consonants of the name from my birth name. And I can attest to this. I can scare people sometimes with how much I remember, and I am pretty mathematically smart and very, manipulative in a lot of ways in terms of what I'm capable to do because of that smarts. Like I can count cards easily in blackjack. When I orchestrate anything, I'm pretty effective at it, and I terrify my family sometimes by these memories I have of childhood that I just remember so much detail they want to strangle me sometimes. So it's great. I use it. My mind, I can accomplish a lot. The negative sides of the 44 are twisting information to your advantage, and even mental cruelty to others. And again, I can subscribe to some of that. When I was younger, if people hurt me or upset me, I would punish them. She's smart for my own good. And, I won't get into stories about that here. But thankfully, I came to a recognition about that. That was one of the things that was nice about having my numerology chart done when I studied it at 17 or 18. I was aware of these numbers. So early on, I can make better decisions about where I was going to put that energy. So there's a use to that. The 55 is a number of energizing life force, the ability to change others, physical strength that is transformative. You can see athletes and people with strong characteristics physically with this number and how they impact others. 55 is the life force number. The negatives can be burden karma during the lifetime, disruptive of others, even become victims of life because of karmic circumstances or difficulties, and affecting people physically. When they pull away, you can hurt others almost in some ways by removing that energy. The 66 is the number of the healing power of love and service, universal love at its highest level. Healers, responsible for others. It's a great number for being able to be of service to others and use communication and those things together in a powerful, effective way. The negative can be enslaving others, despair from relationship, configurations that you can't repair, or pulling away. People become dependent on you. So you can see, as I've talked about these numbers, brother, do you see how the higher up they go, the more complicated they can get in the negatives? I had a friend when I was younger, in my early 20s, that had a number of master numbers in his name, and I'd done his chart, and he struggled with alcoholism. It was like he couldn't handle the energy. So some people really play well with these numbers. Other people may have difficulty with them. I'll also mention the 77, 88 would be master numbers. They're just so uncommon. I'm not going to put a lot of energy toward explaining them. Very, very uncommon to find mathematically and practically. Not only do these numbers show up sometimes in our name, obviously, and that's, again, why it's great to kind of do a chart for yourself, kids, people around you, to understand what they're dealing with. But also sometimes they just show up in life, where we start seeing repeated number patterns, like on clocks or in dreams or receipts. All over the place. If you start seeing number patterns, know that you're not nuts. I always say it's like messages from your higher self, your angels, your spirit guides, kind of reminding you that they're with you, they're guiding you, even if you can't see what the larger picture is. So again, a lot of people see this with repeated numbers like this and similar ones on clocks. And it just, we're in the weirdest places where it keeps showing up. Usually there's something there that's asking you to acknowledge that. And that's a good general rule of thumb, that there's a larger pattern. You're going somewhere, even if you don't understand. You're protected. You're being guided in some ways. That's very important. So if you do your numerology chart, if you study it and you don't have master numbers, don't despair. We all have, all the numbers are powerful in their own way. Just master numbers have that sort of added oomph to them when they surface. We see a lot of talk about 1111. Again, if you catch the clock at 2:22, or we're seeing at 11:22. These are great examples of, just so you understand what these numbers may mean and what they're saying to you. So numerology. I would say one of the great things about learning numerology is it's like a shorthand to astrology, which is much more complicated, but still packed with great information. Again, I started doing numerology when I was 17, 18, and I've done thousands of charts for people, and it's been so helpful at so many levels in terms of understanding what number patterns mean and how they influence and affect us in terms of our choices, our decisions, all that good stuff. So hope that was some good insight for you. I do teach classes on numerology and other subjects. You can find that info on my website at jimventura.com. Also, of course, you can always have a numerology chart done by me in my home office in Phoenix with book sessions. I do about maybe 12, 14 a week. So sometimes they're booked out. Or these can also be done remote, via Skype or by phone, FaceTime, things like that. So, and right now I actually have a great gift special promotion that I'm offering just until December 31st for some discounts on purchasing gift certificates for yourself or friends or family for 2022. So you can find that info on my website as well. So, okay, subscribe to my YouTube video. Feel free to my YouTube channel. Feel free to pass this on to others that might find it of interest. And again, you can find me all over the place on TikTok and Instagram. as well as I always recommend emailing me and getting added to my mailing list so you can read my every other month column called Snake Oil. My email address is venturasag@yahoo.com. Okay, till next time, happy holiday season and great start to the new year, everybody. Cheers.